All that I am, anger, cruelty, vengeance I bestow upon you. My chosen knight, I have granted you immortality so that you may herald a new dark age for the Scourge. Gaze upon the lands below us. The Scarlet Crusade scurries to undo my work, while Light's hope stands defiantly against us, a blemish upon these plague lands. They must all be shown the price of their defiance. You will become my force of retribution. Where you tread, doom will follow. Go now, claim your destiny, Death Knight. Report to Instructor Razuius in the heart of Etris.
I will listen for now.
You have heard the call of the Lich King. Death Knight, now is the time to answer your master. The single most important piece of equipment to a Death Knight is the Rune Blade. It is through the Rune Blade that a Death Knight commands the powers of Frost, Blood, and the Unholy. The Rune Blade also acts as a vessel to store the Death Knight's runic power. The time has come to create your first Rune Blade. Search the weapon racks on this floor and locate a battle-worn sword. Once found, take the sword to a nearby rune forge and use it to create a Rune Blade. Search the weapon racks in the Ebon hold for a battle-worn sword.
There's work to be done.
There we go.
Make it quick.
The Rune Blade is an extension of your being. A Death Knight cannot battle without Rune Blade. Rune Bladed Sword. Alright, well done. You have successfully created your first Rune Bladed weapon. With it you will sow the seeds of chaos and destruction. In your wake will be a bloodied field of battle, littered with the corpses of all that would dare oppose the Scourge. Alright, we learn how to rune forge going forward. And then we also receive a couple little weapons there. There we go. We're gonna start as blood, I guess. Yeah, we'll start as blood. The mark of war is etched indelibly upon your soul, Death Knight. You have learned the dark art of rune forging, and with it you will engrave runes of power upon your weaponry. Preparations for battle must be made. Return to one of the rune forges, here in the heart of Atris, and use the power of rune forging to emblazon your weapon with a rune of power. Return to me when your blade grows with dark energy.
Leave me be.
Alright. The rune of Razor Ice fixes your weapon with a rune that causes 5% extra weapon damage as frost damage and increases enemies' vulnerability to your frost attacks. The Fallen Crusader affixes your rune weapon with a rune that has a chance to heal you for 6%, and increase total strength by 15% for 15 seconds. Or the Stone Skin Gargoyle affixes your two-handed rune weapon with a rune that increases armor by 5% and all stats by 5%. We're gonna go with the Stone Skin Gargoyle actually. Alright, let's get Razor Eyes on both of those.
You need
Remember
something.
these words, Death Knight. The Rune Forge is a Scourge instrument. It exists only in Atris, Nexramas, and the Heart of Icecrown. You may only emblazon your weaponry at a Rune Forge. Return often and emblazon all of your weapons. A Death Knight must be prepared for all
Suffer
who would
well.
dare oppose him. Nice. The endless hunger will soon take hold of you, Death Knight. When it does, you will feel pain immeasurable. There is only one remedy for this suffering. The hunger must be sated. I give you the key to your salvation. Chained to the heart of Atris, those deemed unworthy of the Dark Brotherhood. Use the key to free an unworthy initiate. Allow them to equip their gear and battle you for their freedom. Kill and the pain will cease. Fail and suffer for eternity. Live or die, the choice is yours to make.
Tomorrow
It's
is
your
another
life
day.
or theirs. Here, orc. You will allow me a weapon and armor, yes? Oh, yes. To battle.
What?
As expected, my chosen knight has triumphed. You are ready. Behold, Archerus, the grand citadel of death. It has no equal in the world. Not even the mighty Naxxramas could withstand a direct assault from the Ebon hold. Looming above the face of the necropolis is the all-seeing eye of Atris. From it, the master is able to see great distances into the territories held by our enemies. What the eye sees, the Lich King sees. And now the time has come for you to peer through the eye. The Lich King has called you. Go now. Suffer well,
We
brother.
are done here. Speak.
The time to spill the blood of our enemies approaches. You must first learn what it is that you seek to destroy before rushing headlong into battle. It is what separates a Death Knight from a mindless ghoul. I will grant you sight beyond sight, my champion. You will use the eye of Atris to steal our enemy's secrets. Towering above this platform is the Eye of Atris. From it you will call forth a probe that you will then use to analyze the Scarlet Crusade fortifications at New Avalon. The Eye has a host of powers that should make the acquisition of this data simple. Use the Eye Siphon to analyze the forge, town hall, hold, and chapel. The Eye's control mechanisms are located on either side of this platform. Waste no more time. The Scourge will have this place. The Lich King commands it.
Slay all who oppose us.
Alright, we're gonna go check out the Eye here. Oh. Excellent. One down. Oh, what? Did we not get it? There it is. Alright, back to the chapel. Or pick up the forge. The closest. New Avalon. They're not prepared for what we're about to unleash here. Excellent.
Bow to your master.
They prepare for battle, as expected, but there is something else. I sense an old enemy, an enemy that I destroyed long ago. It matters not. We will send the full might of the Scourge against them before they have a chance to evacuate their homes and put in place their defenses. Listen well, Death Knight, for I give to you the words that will start a war. My final judgment has been passed. Death to all. None shall stand so boldly against the might of the Scourge without reprisal. As you have served me well in your first task, so too shall you serve me in your next task. Take my judgment to High Lord Morgraine, at the command post of Archers. Found on the first floor, tell him to begin the assault. And when the Crusade has been dealt with, we shall finish off with the Argent Dawn.
You know what to do.
To get here, I believe we're just hopping down. Down to the Hall of Command. The Darien Morgraine. The horns of war will soon echo across this land, waking the dead and calling forth the Scourge war machine. Woe unto those that would stand in our way. You and your brethren will lead the charge. When I next look upon the Scarlet lands, my sight will be obscured by the legion of Atris. The march upon New Avalon begins now. The following will be cast on you. Dominion over Atris. While in Atris, the Death Knight is able to move 75% faster, useful, and the Bladed Ebon Amulet. Not really materially better, but we'll do what we can. High Lord Darian Morgraine calls upon the mighty armies of the Scourge. Scourge Commander Thalanor awaits your arrival at the overhang located directly southeast of our current position. Report to Thalanor and requisition a Scourge Griffin to deliver you to Death's Breach. Prince Valinar will be waiting for you down below. Suffer well. Armies of the Scourge, hear my call. The Scarlet Apocalypse has begun. Tear this land asunder and leave only death in your wake.
The might of the Scourge will not be
Awesome.
challenged.
We're gonna jump up here as well.
Yes.
Lord Thorval. Discipline of Blood. Excellent. The power of blood, frost and unholy. Within the Hall of Command, you will find the schools of blood, frost and unholy. Each school has a trainer that can provide you with knowledge in the various dark arts. I, Lord Thorval, am the headmaster of the School of Blood. Lady Alistra reigns over Unholy, and the Arch-Lich Almanthazad holds dominion over Frost. You must return here whenever you gain power and train.
We will have our revenge. Ashes to ashes. Ours is not to question, only to act.
What is your desire?
Make it quick. Make it quick.
I will listen for now. We are done here.
Alright, Death's Breach. Prince Valinar. Like a very tall dead elf. Do you smell it? Valinar sniffs the air. Fresh meat. The scent of Scarlet Crusader wafts through the air. Valinar salivates. Apologies, Death Knight. I'm sure you're not interested in my choice of fine cuisine. You are here to work, to lead the charge. Yes, I know. The Lich King has told me all that I need to know about you. The time for bloodshed is now. They make their stand now outside of Death's Breach, futilely attempting to push us back in hopes of saving their horses, mines, lumber, and citizens. This will be your first lesson in Scourge warfare. Terror. Go to the front lines south of here and destroy Scarlet Crusaders. Leave their corpses so that we may utilize them for Death's March. But most importantly, kill the fleeing villagers. Soldiers are dying are an affordance, but villagers? That is what strikes fear into the hearts of man.
Another time.
Excellent. Salinar the horseman. How fortuitous it is that the Crusade has a stable full of horses, a mere stone's throw from this post. Though they guard it tenaciously, an enterprising young Death Knight could break through their defenses and take what is rightfully his. Once you acquire a horse from the Havenshire stables, return it to me, and I will see what can be done about transforming it into a proper death charger. Remember, it's only stealing if you're caught. Watch out for that deranged stable master. Looks good. What else we got?
You need something?
Yeah, what do we got here? The sky darkens. Darkeners are mindless constructs with one purpose: kill. Specifically, they are aiming to kill any man or woman that they see fleeing Havenshire for the safety of New Avalon. We certainly can't allow those cowards to make it to safety and then take up arms against us. There is one slight problem. They use Serenite arrows for maximum range and damage. Serenite, however, is a metal only found in Northrend, so supplies are limited. Retrieve those arrows for me, and I will reward you handsomely.
Suffer well.
You as well. Ooh, we've got some Crusaders here, eh? Rune, the Battle Caller. Born of the Lich King's victory over Illidan Stormrange in the heart of the frozen wastes, Death's challenge is a rite of passage that all Death Knights must undergo. Seek out another Death Knights of Archers and challenge them to a duel. They must accept and fight until a victor emerges. Go now. Victory for the Scourge. Glory to the Lich King. Get the insignia of the Scourge. Let's make this happen rather quickly.
You need something? Our master's will be done.
No potions. Who do you think you're dueling with?
Make it quick.
Challenge this one. initiates. Hmm. A lot of initiates being defeated tonight.
What? We will ravage this land. Speak your peace. Leave me
I
be.
challenge you, Death Knight.
I will listen for now. Yes.
Alright, bull run. Alright, we'll take it. Now for further excitement. Oh, you can't fight back? What are you thinking? just take a little breather here. I like the Lich King whispering end it. That's fun. Now what is this? Atop the mailbox are several eligible letters and scrolls. Useless. Perhaps you should check inside. Damsel Adams. To High General Avendis, New Avalon, Scarlet Lands. To High General Abendis, New Avalon. I hope this letter finds you in good health. My name is Denzel Adams, hunter by trade, Scarlet Crusader by blood. I am writing this letter to inform you that I've witnessed a miracle. During a routine purging of heathens in the Scourge-infested Plaguewood, my party and I were interrupted by a deafening screech coming from the sky. When we looked to the heavens towards Naxxramas, our jaws dropped to the floor. I tell you this now, High General, 'twas a sight not to be believed. The dread citadel was moving, slowly at first, and then with a thunderous roar, poof, it was gone. That's right, High General, Naxxramas is gone, no more. Could it be anything other than a miracle of delight? I say not. May it be that the impure, unkept barbarians are judged and sentenced next. Praise be the light. Please let our brothers and sisters know of this miracle. May the light preserve you for all eternity, so that you may spread the good word until the end of days. Respectfully, D. Adams, the closer. Where are you going, citizen?
No mercy.
To talk mount here for a little bit. I'm going to need to clean up my bags on occasion. Drop that there for now. Take that arrow. Take a few coppers. Alright, let's go take care of this.
No mercy.
Such a grind. Mix it up a little bit here. There we go.
Kill them all.
citizen, citizen. No. I want some more crusaders. Uh-oh. Oh, probably too many. Yeah, it's cutting it close. It's that low level life. Alright, let's mix it up now. Holy a shot. Oh, beetle gobbler. Oh, I just need to steal a horse now, actually.
Speak your peace.
Alright. Go, horse, go! Alright, let's
Masters
turn this
will
one in.
be done.
Just kidding. Old horseman go. Did I run this back to the wrong spot? Maybe. Needs to be a stallion, is that it? Oh, really?
Me like
Scourge everywhere. Now for the true test. Can you show mastery over an unbound charger and brutally overtake the thing you desire most? Of course. The horse you stole has been taken to the realm of shadows. It is there that my dark rider will slay the beast and raise it as a death charger. Do you think yourself brave enough to enter the realm of the shadows in pursuit of the death charger? If you accept, I will transport you to the shadow world. Once there, seek out a dark rider in the open fields south of us. To emerge victorious, you must slay him. Overtake his death charger and return it to Death's Breach. Issue the horseman's call, should you succeed. Let's do it. Alright, we're gonna kill this guy pretty quick. It's pretty dead. Back to Death's Breach, my Death Charger. It's a sharp mount. It's not quite the Hollow's Eve one, but I'll take it. Salinar the Horseman. Impressive, Death Knight. Return to me in the world of the living for your reward. Ooh. Into the realm of shadows. You have succeeded where most initiates fall. For that, you will be rewarded handsomely with a Death Charger. It's great. We will take everything from them, Death Knight. Perfect.
Make it.
Hello, Vampire Elf. Do you feel it? That sensation is raw power coursing through your body. Such a thing cannot exist for mortals. The front lines are now dismantled. The Geist will finish the job and prepare the grounds for Ravenous. We turn our attention now to more tactical targets.
We are done here.
The Decree of the Scourge by Kel'Thuzad. The roots of the Scourge are sown in the folly of all races. Our rise to power is the product of the sins of those who mean our end. The so-called heroes of the land fall before us by resorting to a measure of our ideals to bring forth their envisioned victory. Their victory is a vehicle to the realization that without restoring to what they define as a deplorability to achieve it, we would have overcome them instead. In both outcomes, win or lose, the Scourge invariably wins. When this is recognized, submission to our will is inevitable. The Master, our Lich King, was born under this very same doctrine. To conquer is to corrupt. To corrupt is to take what it is to be righteous and hopeful, to be living, and invert it through any means in your arsenal. The attributes of the living all have synonyms with fatal flaws that are their undoing. Hope is dogma. Righteousness is zealotry. Living is empathy. Recognize what it makes that which lives desire to live, and in turn it upon itself. Knowing the most direct path of corruption is the pinnacle of wisdom. A simple weakening of the heart, dismembered of vital organs, or direct disease will work for most. However, the conqueror of most is not the decree of the Master, but the conqueror of all. It is foolish to spend excessive resources in warping the mind of a simple peasant, where common plague will suffice, but it is equally unwise to try the same common plague against the seasoned and hardy. Regimented study of any formidability will reveal usable weaknesses. The largest misconception the living have of the Scourge is our penchant for what is considered evil. For the sake of demoralization, we allow this error to perpetuate, and indeed spread it on our own. The true nature of the Scourge is our transcendence of the shackles that keep any of the living races from becoming as prosperous as we. For example, what benefits do emotion and honor really hold? They serve to validate the living, to make them feel good. Now, what flaws do they hold? Emotion is directly correlated to the ignorance of logic and reason. Honor is, at most times, the sole perpetrator of able resources fighting a losing battle. It is baffling, even to me, that the living can be so unaware of how eager we are to play the part of the villain, to nurture their greatest flaws by becoming the embodiment of all that incites irrational behavior. Moral ambiguity cannot be cleansed. Antipathy cannot be healed or assuaged. Greed cannot be dispelled, and wrath cannot be cured. We choose to be the embodiment of all these things, and yet there are some still foolish enough to believe that the Scourge can be defeated and removed completely. So long as the most attractive sins of the living remain our banner flagged, there will always be those eager to flock to our will. I myself was born under this doctrine. The Decree of the Scourge, Chapter 3. The Scourge is infinite in potential. We are not, however, infallible by any means. Always be well aware of your limits and resources at your disposal. Always have an exit strategy. Sacrifice of eager munitions to your ends is a cornerstone of Scourge philosophy. All manner of bravery, martyrdom, or compatriotism for anyone but the master is imprudent and severely punishable. Another fallacy outsiders hold of the Scourge is that our power resides in the residual will of the living, that we are an advanced form of parasite, and without a host of regenerating life would simply wither away. Again, we do not deny such ignorant thought for our benefit, but this could not be further from the truth. We are nothing but an ever-improving form of adaptation to a land once riddled with endless struggle. We are immune to the tribulations of dissension, overpopulation, individuality, selfish opinion, short-sightedness, and even morality. We hear the will of the Master, and the Master brings us all that we ever desire. It is true that we take architecture, technology, and physical prowess from assimilated cultures. This, like the so many evil acts of the Scourge, is done entirely out of pragmatism. The Scourge has neither the time nor desire to generate a culture of its own. A member of the Scourge that creates without influence will hold an inherent attachment to it, a right to see it viewed and used. This leads to individuality, which leads to dissension. Creativity is a flaw of culture, but a minor obligation when dealing with the simple needs like buildings and equipment. It is not your duty to question or care of the origins of your resources, only how usable they are. The Scourge is the will of the land. All manner of life kneel to our will with an ease that yields a single conclusion, that they need us. They yearn for our salvation. There is no resilience to our practices, no immunity to our commandments. We are every bit the inevitability that a natural life holds, death. Death comes with every life, and undeath comes with every death. The sooner the living recognizes this immutable act, the easier their transition will be. Let's go help them out. Kel'Thuzad and Arthas merged to become this peak Lich King that we're dealing with.
You need something?
The trajectories they are firing at would have most of the arrows land at or near the Havenshire farm. Ah, well done, Death Knight. We got here critical star egg. Strength, stamina, strength, crit. Strength, stamina, crit. That's an upgrade for sure. Well done, Death Knight. You feed the Scourge war machine with your deeds. Ah, yes, your reward, as promised. The Sky Darkener's Shroud of Blood. Strength and stand there. Strength, stand, crit. And then nature resistance. Frost resistance. Actually, doesn't really matter, does it? Now we're gonna go with that frost resistance.
Tomorrow is another
Nice.
day.
56, that's a big deal. That's a better looking cape, regardless. Nice. Alright, we just learned Chains of Ice. Shackles the target with frozen chains, reducing movement speed by 70%. Put that as my semi-stun right now. And then Death and Decay corrupts the target ground, causing 146 shadow damage over 10 seconds. While you remain within the area, the Scourge strike will hit all enemies near the target. Perfect. we've got talents we need to load up now. Alright. So, we're going with Decline Shadows. I believe that's us. Actually. Drat. Alright, we'll keep it. It's all good. Let's load up all the specs. For sure, Frost, we're looking at Cold Heart. Every 2 seconds, gain a stack of Cold Heart, causing your next Chains of Ice to deal 42 frost damage. Stacks up to 20 times. Yeah, we'll load up our PvP talents later. Reinforced, yeah, that's great. Chains of Ice. Alright, back to blood. Alright, blood's got a few things going on here. So we're going Blood Drinker right away. Drains 900 health from the target over 3 seconds. You can move, parry, dodge, all the goods. Blood Drinker's a lot of fun. Blood Boil. Deals shadow damage and infects all enemies within 10 yards with Blood Plague. Yep. And then Death and Decay as well. Death and Decay, we're going to put that up top. Blood Boil there. Alright. Here we go. Give me this quest. We're gonna go clean this place. Chaos. The Crusade is in a frenzy. They have diverted all forces outside of New Avalon to set up a blockade at Light's Point, east of here. They are desperately trying to strip the Havenshire mine of all resources and load the cargo aboard the frigates they have docked on the coast. Let's stir things up a bit, shall we? Gothic the Harvester, Grand Necromancer of the Lich King, has graced us with his presence. He has a gift he'd like to bestow upon the Scarlet Crusade. Seek him out.
Ashes to ashes.
Hello, Necromancer.
Our master's will be
You have
done.
fought hard to invade the realm of the Harvester. Wait. Gothic looks at his notes. My apologies. Old habits die hard. Valinar sent you then? I trust you are somewhat competent. I do have a gift for the Scarlet Dogs, one that is sure to speed up their work in the mines. I've come from the frozen heart of Nex Ramus to feast on souls and deliver a vicious thrashing upon our sworn enemies, and I'm all out of souls. This device I'm about to give you is a portable plague spreader. Take it easy, and take it east to the Havenshire mines and unleash it near the Scarlet miners working inside. Use it to turn the miners into ghouls and return them to me when you have a small army at your side. I have saved a special place for them in the vacuum cleaner of souls.
There's work to be done.
Off we go. I think we're overcomplicating this. Let's do some homework. Alright, there we go. That's better. Alright, one more to go. Come on, miners. Whew. Got my guy? Yeah. There we go. That's 5. Let's turn him in. Should have stayed up top and just picked off the surface ones that at their respawn.
Get on with it.
That's 5.
Another time.
They now know that the mines are no longer safe. They will double their efforts in retreating, leaving their backs open to us. Only the Scarlet forces at New Avalon and Light's Point challenge us. The time to attack the Scarlet fleet at Light's Point has come. The diversion at the mine has caused chaos amidst the ranks. They are frantically working to clear the area and return to their ships. The time is right. Prince Valinar is seizing this opportunity to finish off the Scarlet fleet. Report to him at once.
Tomorrow is another day.
Ah yes, Prince Vampire.
Speak your peace.
You have served us well, Death Knight. Few of your brethren have survived our initial attack upon the Scarlet interlopers. You remain as one of the strongest. Prince Valinar nods. East of us, past Havenshire Mine, is the coast called Light's Point by the Scarlet Crusade. 1,000 soldiers stand between us and their ships. Insurmountable? Hardly the point. In their haste, the Crusade will make one fatal error, forgetting to check the mine cars. You are to return to Havenshire Mine, east of here, and locate the mine car that my minions have planted near the outhouse. Climb inside the mine car, and a Scarlet miner will unwittingly see to it that you are placed safely behind enemy lines. Once aboard one of their ships, use the cannons against them. Slaughter them all. Call the Scourge Griffins from the cannon when you are ready to return.
Well,
It's my first worgen. I'm pretty pleased. Death Knights I've played before, and they're generally pretty slow, so there's that extra speed buff that comes with it is actually very welcome. Scarlet fleet all over. This is a lot of Scarlet Crusaders. It's gonna end poorly for them. Let's get that Griffin, let's get moving. Alright, let's check it out.
Get on.
The entire Scarlet fleet wiped out in a matter of minutes. I will receive a condemnation from the Lich King for this. All that remains from the Scarlet Crusade now are the denizens of New Avalon. I'll set the fire starters and necromancers upon Havenshire immediately. You will carry my report to the High Lord. Prince Valinor hands you a sealed scroll. This is the full report of our victory at Death's Breach. You are to deliver this to High Lord Morgraine, inside Atris. I have made sure to include your heroics in the report. Morgraine will undoubtedly reward you greatly for this victory. Go now. I'm getting new pants. Back up. was certain you wouldn't make it back here in one piece, Death Knight. Perhaps there is more to you than I first surmised. High Lord Morgraine reads over the report. The entire Scarlet fleet? Morgraine nods. Such power. I have not seen such a display of domination in years. Since my father wielded... High Lord Morgraine shakes his head. Is not important. Your commendation, least I forget. Put on some wrists, put on some pants. There we go. Starting to look the part a little more now. It is the will of the Lich King that drives us onward. None are more aware of this than Death Knights. Our very existence is intrinsically tied to his consciousness. Surely you have heard him speak to you, invading your thoughts. Can you hear him now? Perhaps it is too early for you. Morgraine closes his eyes and nods to an unseen host. Yes, my lord, it will be done. You are to return to Death's Breach and report to Prince Valinar. The Lich King commands it. Alright, Valinar, what is next? Oh, I've got a bit more of a setup here. Havenshire is ours. 1,000 corpses litter the ground, patiently awaiting rebirth. We strike now at our enemy with the awakened strength of the Scourge. The ghouls have already begun their assault upon New Avalon. Our forces have moved in behind them and taken the Crypt of Remembrance. The attacks upon the gates of the last Scarlet Bastion have begun. Our ghouls are wearing the Crusade's front lines down, while we labor to fortify our new forward base, the Crypt of Remembrance. Venture south to the crypt, which borders New Avalon, and report to my dear brother, Prince Keliseth. He will be expecting you. Prepare yourself, for you are about to witness the next stage of Scourge warfare. Domination. Ride now, Death Knight.
Leave me be.
Leave you be. You leave me be. Yes, this place looks quite the state. A dead griffin. You don't see live elves. Ah. Noth, the Plague Bringer. Hello,
Yes.
Noth. Nice face. Noth, where is Hegan? I can tell you where he's
There's
not.
work to be
Don't know
done.
what that means. The Plague Bearer's request. Look at the pumpkin patch. Notice anything missing? Of course you don't, because you're a moron. Your brain was probably the first thing to die. Noth sighs. I've been commanded to put together a plague cauldron. You will help me. Directly inside the gate of New Avalon is the inn. Enter the inn and steal an empty cauldron. Then go to the forge, also near the gate, and steal some iron chains. Bring those back to me along with 10 Crusader skulls. Do I need to tell you where to get those too?
We will have our...
There we go. The Plague Hound. Let's visit the crypt while we're here. The Crypt of Remembrance. Hello, Prince Kelseth.
I will listen for now.
Hail, Death Knight. I am the Blood Lord Kelseth, ruler of the southeastern reaches of Northrend. The Lich King has sought to utilize my talents in ending this mortal affront to the Scourge. As with all things the Lich King asks of me, I am happy to oblige. Of course, a sea of endless souls to sate my thirst certainly sweeten the deal. Don't you think? Nothing less than total annihilation will suffice. To that end, a few hundred mindless ghouls assaulting the front gate of New Avalon will not do. We must infiltrate the inner sanctum and dispose of their officials. They must be shown that no one can escape the Scourge's grasp. Make your way to the New Avalon Town Hall, southwest of here, and assassinate the mayor. Search the buildings for the New Avalon registry and bring it to me. Prince Kelsineth at the Crypt of Remembrance has ordered you to kill the Mayor Quimby.
There's work to be done.
Alright, let's talk to Baron while we're here as well. Lambs to the slaughter. Most humans would have fled the moment a Scourge necropolis took up residence in their airspace. Not the Scarlet Crusade. I must confess, I rather enjoy our exchanges with the Crusade. Through the years, Scourge battles against them have resulted in several of the most tragic events in human history. Yet here we stand, again, locked in battle. We shan't deny them the pleasures of eternal servitude of the Lich King. Enter New Avalon and fulfill their death wish. Leave no survivors. Alright, let's go into the inn and get the cauldron. Expected the cauldron here. Oh, no, maybe it's just right here. Alright, up we go. Killed a good number of citizens there. I have to Go to the forge. The worgen storyline is an interesting one. The worgen were run in vanilla over in Shadowfang Keep. There was a Kirin Tor mage which attempted to utilize them. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, what else is going on here? Where Quimby? You're at Quimby. Yeah, so sorry, as I was saying, there's a mage that attempted to take control of the worgen, and these characters here that we're dealing with supposedly are from the area of Gilneas. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. My whole family's been killed. Where was the army when we needed them the most? So much for this Scarlet paradise. Here we go. Everybody's beating up old Mayor Quimby, eh? Of an AoE attack? Oh yeah. That's alright. Hello, Quimby. The New Avalon Registry. Nice. Let's do it. Nice. It's a good number of citizens killed. Alright, we're all cleaned up. Let's get out of here. Alright, let's head back into Havenshire. It's a good sized plague hound. The Plague Bearer's request. Have you gathered the materials I requested? Yep, got a bunch of skulls. Perfect, now give me a moment to get things set up.
My task is done.
What that was? Ah, there we go. Great. Slowly getting built up here. The cauldron is ready to begin spewing its foul corruption across the land. Now, Death Knight, a brief lesson in plague cauldrons. The gas that the cauldron emits is deadly to the living, but empowers Scourge. As with all Scourge creations, it feeds off death and grows stronger the longer it feeds. Take the Crusader skulls and drop them in the cauldron. You'll be quite happy with the results. Place the pile of Crusader skulls inside the plague cauldron.
We are done.
Yeah, sure. The plague cauldron jumps to life when the skulls are placed inside. After a few seconds, some vials of dark liquid float to the top. Okay, every time I get 20 Crusader skulls, I can get a little more health. 600 health isn't a whole lot. I guess the runic power is
You
the appeal.
something? Another time.
I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that though. Let's make this happen. Alright, Prince Keliseth. There is nowhere to run. The registry will tell us many things about the Scarlet insects. Kelsa flips through the pages of the registry. Death rates, bursts, but most importantly, movement. Look here, they have already sent 3 vessels abroad. Let me see here, where are they headed? Kelseth mutters something about latitude and longitude under his breath as he calculates the route. What? That is impossible. They sail to Northrend.
My task
Beside
is
the
done.
coordinates are the words Crimson Dawn. How to win friends and influence enemies. It is in my travels across the world I've made several interesting discoveries. For instance, did you know that with the proper amount of encouragement, one can extract all the truths that a man dares hide? As luck would have it, I happen to have some encouragement on hand. Kelseth pulls something out of an ornately jeweled box. These are my persuaders. Equip them and take to the field, Death Knight. Apply the pointy ends to the soldiers of New Avalon. Discover the truths about this Crimson Dawn. We get a ring. It's probably going to be an upgrade. Yeah, it looks like it.
We are done here.
You're quite effective with that blade. Perhaps Lich King permitting? You would be interested in becoming one of my minions? Strathholm is looking for a new mayor. Ah, yes. Another class that doesn't wear boots. Perfect. Crimson Dawn revealed. Let's go figure it out. Where am I? Scourge invading. What is the Crimson Dawn? Through with being courteous with your kind. Arg, the pain is almost unbearable as the lashings I received in grammar school when I was but a child. So rude. You're gonna send me back to Lich King in pieces. Okay. Yeah, make it happen. Killing these guys too fast. Alright, there we go. Give to the church and the light will provide. Let's see what this says. From the desk of High Abbot Langren, it may seem that dark times of strife and turmoil, that one must turn inward. Protecting family and loved ones to the exclusion of all else. But these feelings are false. Without the beacon of hope, that is the church, despair will quickly inundate. This is bold. The very pores of your family's soul. All the full stomachs, warm toes, and happy smiles. That worldly gods. I'll tell you everything, please stop. We'll read more light noise later. We've only been told the Crimson Dawn is awakening. You see, the light speaks to the High General. It is the light. Courier comes soon from Hearthglen. It. Cool. Done.
What?
An awakening? What nonsense do you speak, boy? What kind of fool would deliver their people into the very heart of the frozen waste? Perhaps, though, this courier holds the answer. I have sent Orbaz Thalsarian and Koltira behind enemy lines to search for the courier. They have set up a base of operations at the Scarlet Tavern, located at the southern end of New Avalon. The tavern is tucked away behind the two orchards, adjacent to the Chapel of the Crimson Flame. You are to make your way to the tavern and report to Orbas Bloodbane. He will update you on their situation.
Leave me be.
Alright. Straight down the middle.
You need something.
Well, there's the Sarian. Oh, look at these two.
Make it quick.
Looks like we'll let anyone into the Dark Order these days. When I was given the gift, things were different. Much different. As to this courier, we haven't got a damn clue about when or where this courier is supposed to show up. None of these humans had an answer either. Orbis points to scarlet corpses strewn across the floor. I did manage to beat something useful out of the last one. Inside Scarlet Hold, they keep a schedule of all patrol routes. I want you to break into the hold and steal the schedule. The hold is the largest building in New Avalon, northeast of here.
We are done here.
Alright,
Get on with it.
Thessarian. Breaking through the Scarlet lines was no easy task. We suffered many casualties during the assault and lost one of our best Death Knights. Koltira Deathweaver. I don't know whether he's dead or alive, but I'll be damned if we don't search for him. I last saw him bound in irons and dragged away to the Scarlet Hold, northeast of here. Tear that keep asunder, Death Knight. Find Koltira.
Another time.
Why do you care, Thessarian? His weakness led to his capture. Only the strong should survive, not to mention. What, Orbis? That he's a blood elf? In life we were hated enemies, this is true. But in depth we are children of the damned, and orphan sons and daughters of the Scourge. In death we are brothers. To hell with you, Thessarian. Perfect. Need to enjoy the conversation. Gotta throw a weapon back on. Let's run. Right into this impressive keep. Or hold, as they like to call it. The Scarlet Hold. Going down to free him.
I shall soon.
Alright. You were foolish.
Cannot stop us.
You can come back. Find this schedule. was not the way to get to the schedule, was it? Parsley preening. Be like your betters. Oh, yes. Yes, this must be it. There is our schedule. I'm gonna take this, and we are gonna run. Got all day to just fight all these trolls. Actually, where did the guy go?
You need only ask.
Perfect.
We do what the living cannot.
Here we go.
I shall serve.
Fleet your Death Reaver. The alarms have been sounded. The High Inquisitor and his acolytes will be here soon. I'm too badly injured to be of much use, but I'll do what little I can to help. Slay the High Inquisitor and his cronies, tear off his head, and return with it to Thalrasian. Vengeance will soothe his savage soul. One more thing. If you do manage to survive and make it back to Thalrasian, tell him that they're executing prisoners at the chapel. Perhaps he'll send you there to play the hero once more.
We have died so that others may live.
Damn the Crusade. I think my ribs are broken and I might be bleeding internally. I'll need to get my rune blade and armor. Just need a little more time. There we go. I'm still weak, but I can handle an anti-magic barrier. Maintaining this barrier will require all.
What is your desire? Death alone.
I'm
cannot
badly injured,
stop
but I'll do what
us.
I can to help. Try and stay inside of my anti-magic barrier, or the acolyte's magic will tear you apart. There are more coming. Defend yourself. Don't fall out of the anti-magic field. They'll tear you apart without its protection. Oh yeah?
You need only ask. I shall serve. We do what the living cannot. What is your desire?
Can't keep this barrier up much longer. Where is that coward?
We have died so that others may live. You need only ask.
The High Inquisitor comes. Be ready.
What is your desire? Death alone cannot stop us. I shall serve.
The death of High Inquisitor of New Avalon will not go unnoticed. You need to get out of here. Go before more of them show up. I'll be fine on my own. I'll draw their fire. You make your escape behind me. Your High Inquisitor is nothing more than a pile of meat, Crusaders. There are none beyond the grasp of the Scourge.
You need a rune mask.
Oh yeah, need that worgen racial speed buff because Death Knight's slow. So slow. Alright. Orvis, what do you have to say? Tear the hold apart. The schedule is there. These worthless cretins have been busy. Northern portal patrol routes, southern patrol routes, western patrol routes, eastern patrol routes, but nothing about their couriers' routes. Wait a minute. What's this? It looks like a western patrol route coming out of western plaguelands. This patrol will pass through here today. I'm going to need time to plan. Yes.
Ashes to ashes.
Excellent. I get an anti-magic shell. Invincibility. Icebound Fortitude. Your blood freezes, granting immunity to stun effects and reducing all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds. It's actually going there. 5. Dancing Rune Weapon. Summons a rune weapon for 8 seconds. That mirrors your melee attacks and bolsters your defenses. While active, you gain 40 parry percent.
What?
Feed this monster's head to the ghouls. Thessarian tosses the head into the back room. Did Koltir make it out? Thessarian pauses. I'm certain he did. Those walls can't hold him. Time for some payback. Yes, it's a Serenite warplate. Start looking a little badass now. Yes. And then what's my blood talent for this? Alright. My talent is actually going to be hemostasis. Each enemy hit by blood boil increases the damage and healing done by your next death strike by 8%. Yes, that's awesome. The cry for vengeance must be heard. Commander Plaguefist and a company of Death Knights are on their way to raise the chapel of the Crimson Flame. If there are any Death Knights imprisoned at the chapel, Plaguefist will get them out. You can still catch up to them if you hurry. The chapel is due west of here. Oh yeah, good work, guys. job, Death Knight. Burn it all.
Our
Knight
master's
Commander
will
Plague
be
Fist.
done.
Nice sword, fellow Blood Death Knight. They're only flesh and bone, no match for the Scourge. We didn't find any of our brothers, but we did stumble upon something special. We got here, tore the place apart, and headed toward the prison house. We weren't expecting what we found in there. Seems the Crusade's been real busy. That whole thing is full of Argent Dawn prisoners. Most of them were already dead by the time we arrived, but a few were still breathing. I was about to go in there and execute the rest of them, but I think you should have the honors. In particular, there's a feisty worgen in there that I think you'll take great pleasure in executing.
There's work to be done.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
He sent one of his cowards in to kill me, has he? Do it while I'm standing. I'd recognize that face anywhere. What? What have they done to you? I'm pretty dead. You don't remember me? We were both servants of Arguel back in Silverpine Forest. We put up with his merciless torture for ages. It was you who saved me on that fateful night when we escaped Shadowfang Keep. Without you, I would have died. You, the most noble worgen I ever knew. What have they done to you? How could this have happened? Remember the worgen you once were. Brother, you were our savior. Fight this. Listen to me. You must fight against the Lich King's control. He is a monster that wants to see this world, our world, in ruin. Don't let him use you to accomplish his goals. You were once a hero, and you can be again. Fight, damn you. Fight his control. There's no more time for me. I'm done for. Finish me off. Do it, or they'll kill us both. Remember Gilneas, our beloved home. This world is worth saving. Do it. Put me out of my misery. I want to chop all of them up. Oh, yes.
I will listen for now.
Felt good, didn't it? You're not one of them anymore. You're the Scourge. You're one of us forever. Return to Thessarian at the Scarlet Tavern and let him know that Coltyr's cry for vengeance has been answered. The Chapel of the Crimson Flame will be a pile of ashes in a matter of hours. You're one cold-blooded monster. I salute you,
Leave me,
brother. Think they all talk like Hulk Hogan? Brother. Thessarian. Another Scourge victory. These Scarlet dogs have nowhere left to run and hide. It's only a matter of time now. While you were out burning churches and murdering vermin, I've been busy formulating a plan. The Scarlet Courier is scheduled to pass by the Scarlet Overlook within the hour. The roads by the Overlook are wide open and swarming with Crusaders. Use this makeshift cover to hide at the Overlook and wait for the Scarlet Courier to pass. When he's close enough, strike with all your fury. Cut him down and take his belongings, including all his clothes. The Overlook is 200 paces east
We
of
will
here.
ravage this land.
Off we go. there is the courier. Guards, guards! Call for whoever you want, my friend. Alright, Orbis. It's the belongings and the message. You're going to miss the courier, and then I'm going to be forced to kill you. By forced, I mean I will take great pleasure in ending your life. Orbis reads the message. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal will be marching into a massacre. Orbis smiles. Now for the second part of the plan. You're going to deliver this message right into the hands of High General Abendis. That's what the clothes are for. This message must reach Abendis. We do not want to draw their suspicion. They must continue under the assumption that everything is going as they planned. You will don the Scarlet Courier's clothes, and with the help of some dark magic, take on the form of the courier. Abendis is at King's Harbor, southeast of the Scarlet Overlook. Drop off the message and get as much information out of her as you can. She will tell us what we need to know about the Crimson Dawn.
Ashes to ashes.
How I got a new face, but oh yep. Hey guys, don't mind me.
Nelly deals for a friend of the Bronte. Like you loose and rope.
Hello.
Need help?
Hi, General. Where have you been? You're 2 hours late. We were about to send a courier out to the High Commander. Damn it, the armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal must not reach New Avalon. The Scourge will slaughter them all. Listen well, courier. The Scarlet lands are lost. New Avalon and Havenshire are overrun by Scourge. The specter of death looms overhead and threatens to overtake us at any moment. Return to Galvar with this message. Turn your armies around and prepare your ships to travel to the frozen waters. Wastes. When next we meet, it will be in Northrend. Give this to Galvar. Abendis hands you a journal. It will explain everything. The Scarlet Crusade is no more. Long live the Scarlet Onslaught. Deliver the path of redemption to Orbis Bloodbane at the Scarlet Tavern in New Avalon.
Safe travels.
Commander Jordan, hey?
I have many wares.
Hi, Abbot Langren.
Hello.
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Hop on a different mount. Horseman mount is a little more scenic. It's like a death charger, just a little more fun. Alright,
I will
Orbis.
listen, for
What is this? Some child's coloring book? Orbis flips through the journal. What rubbish. This is the Crimson Dawn? They sail to their deaths. Let us turn our focus to the encroaching armies. We must prepare for the encroaching armies. You will take what you have discovered to High Lord Morgraine at once. I will open a portal directly to Artress. Step inside and it will transport you. Give High Lord Morgraine a Bendis' journal as well. Perhaps he'll find it useful.
Suffer well. What? There's work to be done.
There we go. That's what I wanted.
His eyes are upon you.
You
with
did
all
what?
sides.
You have become an instrument of doom, Death Knight. We will ravage these approaching armies and raise dead as our own. Yes. Starting to look a little more the part. Shoulders are awesome. The trap has been sprung, Death Knight. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal have arrived, just in time to see their enclave in flames. If they turn back now, they fight us with their backs turned. Morgraine shakes his head. No, they only have one option, which has only one outcome. Apocalypse. As we speak, they prepare to make one final stand. The Lich King awaits your return, champion. He stands watch below us, at Death's Breach. Seek out the Lich King at Death's Breach.
From this world.
Bow before your king.
Whoa. Big guy's talking now. Went from a stage to a
Your will
pivot.
is not your own.
Oh, he's a big dog, isn't he? You have served me well. The mark of the Scourge has been burned into these Scarlet lands. You have reaped death and destruction for as far as the eye can see, and delivered it to me,
The light
the last
has
of the Scarlet
abandoned
armies. The Lich King points to the ruins of Havenshire and the burning city of New Avalon. Now is time to finish what you started. You've slaughtered legions beyond number, and still your dark heart craves more. Your hunger knows no end. The Lich King pauses. There must come an end to all things, Death Knight. The Scarlet armies make their final stand against us. For them there is no escape, no choice, and for this reason they will fight with a ferocity you have yet to witness. Use this horn to call forth one of my worms. Climb upon its back and command it into battle. With it you will end the Scarlet Crusade.
conquer in my name. Leave no survivors.
Oh, what? I totally expected that was just going to bring us directly back. Made a mistake there. See if we can get one back. Speed up the travel. There you go, get the old achieve. Going down. Fall 65 yards without dying. We'll see the master. Kneel, champion. I place this helm upon your head to complete your terrifying visage. Any that dare look upon your dark countenance will know that death comes. Let none stand so boldly against your king, so as to face your merciless wrath. There remains only one final task. The Lich King looks west. Lights Hope Chapel. Nice. The Scarlet Enclave is no more. What remains of the Crusade will be dealt with in Northrend. We now turn all our efforts to Light's Hope Chapel. No longer will this affront to your master be allowed to exist. I have issued my final command. Scourge Commander Thalanor awaits your arrival. At the edge of Broman Mill. Go northwest through the cave into the noxious glade, and take the path leading out of the glade to the mill. Do not fail me.
Go forth and defile these lands.
Alright, so this place has been destroyed. Now we need to head to the home of the Paladins. Light's Hope Chapel. Here we are, the noxious glade. The High Lord has requested more abominations. Who said that? Not. Necromancers, that's great. Yes, you can still see the themes of Warcraft 3. They tried to reference back. They did a great job with the Scourge here. Look at this terrifying flesh behemoth. Oh yes, Scourge Commander Thalanor. The High Lord and other Death Knights are preparing to strike. We will squeeze the last remnants of life out of this place.
Tomorrow.
Show me. That's supposed to be Light's Hope Chapel? Let's find out.
You need
The Argent Dawn stands defiantly against us at Light's Hope Chapel. They dare oppose the Scourge, and for that reason alone they must be destroyed. The mighty armies of the Lich King stand at the ready as the final battle for the Plague Lands approaches. Today we ascend into the immortal realm of Scourge heroes. When you are ready for battle, report to High Lord Darian Morgraine. It is the High Lord who will issue the final march orders and command our armies at Light's Hope Chapel.
We will have our revenge.
We exist only to serve him.
What? Discovered the Plague Lands? Oh yes. 4 minutes until the battle for Light Hope Chapel begins. 300 forces of light. 10,000 sources for the Scourge. Soldiers of the Scourge, stand ready. Prepare to unleash your fury upon the Argent Dawn.
Obey or be eliminated. By his command.
Oh, there's the...
weeps at the glorious devastation of these lands. Soon, Azeroth's futile tears will rain down upon us.
That's not looking good.
What is your desire?
Kultira, Thessarian,
His eyes are upon you at all times.
Orbis. This quest is only available about every 10 minutes. So, if you miss out on it, you're going to have to wait around. It'll become available. If you ride into the battle without the quest return to the mill to get the quest, you cannot leave the starting zone without completing this quest. It's also important to get back to the mill rather quickly. Once the Death Knights that had the quest begin to disappear, run back to the mill. Soon after, the members of the Light will again become hostile. This is just a fun story quest.
Ours is not to question, only to act. Soldiers of the Scourge! Death Knights of Acheros! Minions of the Darkness! Hear the call of the High Lord! Rise! We exist only to serve him.
Alright, here we go.
The skies turn red with the blood of the fallen! The Lich King watches over us, minions! Leave only ashes and misery in your destructive wake!
Alright. You'll see some emotes here that'll show off some dudes that are getting defeated. Uh-oh. drained. I'm not gonna be able to handle this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Bring them before the chapel. His eyes are upon you at all times. Stand down, Death Knights. We have lost. The light. This place. No hope.
Have you learned nothing, boy? You have become all that
Tyrion.
your father fought against. Like that coward Arthas, you allowed yourself to be consumed by the darkness. The
Yeah.
hate, feeding upon the misery of those you tortured and killed. Your master knows what lies beneath the chapel. It is why he dares not show his face. He sent you and your Death Knights to meet their doom, Darian. What you are feeling right now is the anguish of 1,000 lost souls. Souls that you and your master brought here. The light will tear you apart, Darian.
Save your breath, old man. It might be the last you ever draw.
My son,
Father!
my dear, beautiful boy.
What?
Father, you have returned.
You have been gone a long time, Father. I thought...
Nothing could have kept me away from here, Darian. Not from my home and family.
Father,
What
I
tavern
wish
is
to
that?
join you in the war against the undead. I want to fight. I can sit idle no longer.
Darian Mograine, you are barely of age to hold a sword, let alone battle the undead hordes of Lordaeron. I could not bear losing you. Even the thought...
If I die, Father, I would rather it be on my feet, standing in defiance against the undead legions. If I die, let me die with you!
My son, there will come a day when you will command the Ashbringer, and with it, mete out justice across this land. I have no doubt that when that day finally comes, you will bring pride to our people, and that Lordaeron will be a better place because of you. But, my son, that day is not today. Do not forget.
Touchy. He's mine now.
You betrayed me. You betrayed us all, monster! Face the might of Mograine!
Pathetic.
We exist only to...
You're a damned monster, Arthas.
Bow to your master. You were right, Fordring. I did send them in to die. Their lives are meaningless. But yours...
Uh-oh.
How simple it was to draw the great Tyrion Fordring out of hiding. You've left yourself exposed, Paladin. Nothing will save you.
You got a bubble here, big cat.
That day is not today. Tyrion!
Arthas!
Uh-oh. Tyrion is fired up.
What is this?
Still only has half the health.
Impossible. impossible. This is not over. When next we meet, it won't be on holy ground, Paladin.
Rise, Darien, and listen. We have all been witness to a terrible tragedy. The blood of good men has been shed upon this soil. Honorable knights, slain defending their lives, our lives. And while such things can never be forgotten, we must remain vigilant in our cause. The Lich King must answer for what he has done, and must not be allowed to cause further destruction in our world.
Yeah.
I make a promise to you now, brothers and sisters. The Lich King will be defeated. On this day, I call for a union. The Argent Dawn and the Order of the Silver Hand will come together as one. We will succeed where so many before us have failed. We will take the fight to Arthas, and we will tear down the walls of Icecrown. The Argent Crusade comes for you, Arthas!
So too do the Knights of the Ebon Blade. Although our kind has no place in your world, we will fight to bring an end to the Lich King. This I vow.
What do you mean?
Obey, or be eliminated.
There will be no atonement for us. We are forever damned to walk the earth as monsters. While the Lich King may have loosened his grip upon us, the specters of our past will forever haunt our memories. We must make amends in the only way we know how. Death. I ask you now join me in Archerus as a knight of the Ebon Blade. Together we will destroy the Lich King and end the Scourge. Get a great axe of the Ebon Blade, the great sword of the Ebon Blade, the saber of the Ebon Blade. Probably going with the axe. Fallen will be cast a new death gate. It opens a gate which you can use to return the Ebon Hold. Using the death gate while in the Ebon Hold returns you back near you departed from. Yeah. That's an axe. Taking back Archerus. The haze has been lifted. I can see as clearly now as the day I plunged the Ashbringer into my own heart to free my father's cursed soul. My last memory as a free man. We must take back Archerus from the Scourge, if our orders survive in this new world. I've taught you how to call forth the Death Gate. Death Gate will return you to Archerus when you call upon it. Use it now and meet me in Archerus. The first battle of the Knights of the Ebon Blade is underway. Death to the Scourge.
His will be done.
Yeah, it's just going over there. Bam.
The time of the Argent Crusade is now.
Later, Tyrion. Be careful in Legion. Later, Morgaine. Lord Maxwell. See you soon as well.
The life we had before is meaningless.
Nope. The Lich King has returned to Northrend, wounded by the Ashbringer. But the second floor still holds the last of his armies. The Hall of Command has been secured, but the Lich King has left us a little present in the heart of Atris. The stitched terror patchwork and a horde of abominations have taken over the second floor. Use the teleporter to get to the second floor and destroy the Scourge forces that remain. Do not engage Patchwork alone. You must fight that monstrosity with other Death Knights. Go, you have my strength to carry you.
Go forth and wreak havoc.
Portal gets us to Stormwind. That's useful.
You need something that will make it for now.
What is this? Lich King, say Patchwork on loan from Naxxramas. Loan makes Patchwork angry. Come play with Patchwork. Patchwork is lonely.
What happened to Patch?
Alright. Well, we did it. We did it! Oh, this guy's running as well. Alright, Darian. Could have sent a couple of the horsemen as well. Well done, Death Knight. The remaining Scourge will be dealt with in short order, and the rebuilding process will begin anew. I have but one last task for you. You are now, and forever will be, a Knight of the Ebon Blade. But know this, you were once a hero of the Alliance. Darian stares at you. This order must establish allies for itself if it is to survive. You must represent the Knights of the Ebon Blade to the Alliance. On the platform southeast of me is a portal to Stormwind City. Take this letter given to me on your behalf by Lord Fordring and deliver it to King Anduin Wynn. Use the portal. Deliver the letter to King Anduin Wynn of the Alliance at Stormwind Keep in Stormwind City.
The might of the Scourge will not be challenged.
Where kings walk. Okay, my friends. Whoop. Actually, before I bail, if I went back up. No rune forges on the second floor. Alright. The Owen Forest. A fantastic looking infantry, but how dare you set foot in our city? You go throwing rotten tomatoes constantly. You disgust me. Alright. Throwing apples and bananas and spitting. This is pretty cute. Looks like we're gonna have ourselves an execution.
May the light embrace you.
Nane and Lucas Severing. It's a nice gear. Those footmen are getting impressive. Perfect. Traitorous dog. Throws a rotten apple. Who carries rotten apples around? Alright, Anduin.
A just cause is always worth fighting.
You have mere moments to live. Anduin stares off into the distance. Indeed, old friend. Blood and honor. Anduin fixes his gaze upon you. Were it not for this letter from Tyrion, you would be in irons. Only an endorsement from one of the greatest paladins to ever live could have ensured your survival. We will work together against the Scourge, against the Lich King. Glory to the Alliance.
Never lose hope.
Yeah. Death Karis. Reach out with necrotic tendrils. People of Stormwind, citizens of the Alliance, your king speaks. Today marks the first of many defeats of the Scourge. Death Knights, once in service of the Lich King, have broken free of his grasp and formed a new alliance against his tyranny. You will welcome these former heroes of the Alliance and treat them with respect that you would give to any ally of Stormwind. Glory to the Alliance. Ossuary. Alright. Thank you, sir.
Stormwind honors your service to the Alliance. For the Alliance above all.
Fort
day to you.
Remington?
Hey there.
The House of
Safe travel.
Nobles.
The Legion's end draws near.
Alright. Well, this is a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting this Death Knight leveled. Probably going to take him to Northrend and enjoy a little bit of this while we continue with running my main through the battle for Azeroth. So, stay tuned with that, folks. I hope you enjoyed this major run through. If there's some things you'd like to see or that I could cover, definitely drop it down in the comments and let me know. That's it for now. Again, thanks for watching, and punch that subscribe button. Hit that likey button. Keeps us all pretty pumped up and motivated to keep this going. Alright, thanks again for watching. I hope you liked the introduction to the Death Knight story. Later.